This
Yeah.
conference will now be recorded.
So last lecture, if you remember, like Nutan we were discussing on the last topic of CPQ price rules. That is the formula fields, what we were using, and because of some network issue from Nutan's side, we stopped there. But let me discuss what was we were discussing. What was the scenario Nutan has provided? Let's say like I have this code with the type of code. So if it is type is code, that means it's your new code. If your type is renewal, it's new amendment, and recode we can think in last lecture. So quote means your type value is code, that means it's new. Renewal means renewal, and based on your type, so the scenario is like, for example, if you are booking new deal with customer, you can give more discount, but at the time of renewal, you may reduce that discount or you may increase that. It's up to you, right? So for example, for renewal you are giving some discount, and new you are giving, let's take example, if my deal is new booking, new customer, then I want to give 40% discount. And if it is renewal, I want to give 50% discount, because sometimes renewal, if they want to renew, we need to give some more discounts to them so they can purchase license for next year. So this is my scenario. So what you need to do, how you need to write that in by using formula, that we can discuss in first 10 minutes, and then we can actually give me one sec. Then we can actually okay. Oh, sorry. I share. Let me share again. And then we can discuss next concept, right? So what we want to do now. So I want to create new price rule for test discount discounting for new and renewal business, right? By using formula. So I will just give them this formula. So all other setups, I will not go to that route now. I will say evaluation order 50, it's calculator and on calculator, right? So what all these things are same. So I will save that, right? Your parcel is run. I'm not going to add any condition. If you want, you can add directly. I will go to the action and I will give you some discount based on my condition. So what I was discussing that time. So what Nutan has selected, it's quote line object, and your target field is discount percentage. Till here we are good. If you are directly giving some discount value 10%, 20%, we can give that. Otherwise, you need to write formula. If what is the field name? We are on quote line. Your target object is quote line. So on quote line, we have quote object, right? So on quote line, we should go to the parent. So if this is my quote line, I am going to update this additional discount here, for example, right? This additional discount. You need to go back to quote, and from quote you need to check your field. So what you need to do, you need to go to, this is the field present on quote line object, right? I know this field as quote underscore r is the your relationship, right? Every time when you are dealing with Salesforce, you need to add relationship in the underscore r. Then you need to go to the your actual field name. So what is the field name? It's type, right? Equal to, if it is renewal, you want to give 50% discount, let's say, and all other things you want to give 40% discount, let's say, right? So if you give this formula, it's very straightforward, right? So if you take any field from that object, so if you are on quote line target field, you need to go to the quote, and on quote you have that type field. If you are on checking anything from quote, you need to specify like that. If you are on target object quote line, if you want to check anything from quote line object, for example pricing method, you don't need to provide like that. You can directly personalize SPQQ pricing method are equal to list, then give the discount. That's it. You need to save it. Let me test this and then we'll come back to if you have any questions, right? You can specify your price condition. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, whatever the conditions you have, you can write down. What is the thing which pending is price rules, price actions, right? So let me go back to one of the code and let me add, it's my type is new code. So if I go and change it to renewal just for testing purpose, I want to just check, I have not closed Teams, my, sorry. Yeah, that's fine. So what I was discussing, okay, so I was on, I created this type as renewal just to test this out. If I go to the edit lines, let me add the product again, maybe, or you can recalculate as well. It's up to us. Let me test this, recalculate this. It should give you 50% discount here instead of 15. I think it got some calculation errors in the backend because we changed no metadata was required, type sbqq code dot type. Let me delete this and let me add product, new product. Did we missed? Did we add correct API names here? That may be the issue. SPQQ code equal to type equal to
Rahul,
C. Yeah, go ahead.
no, please,
I'm just
I mean, continue. I'll ask question at the end. Don't want to
yeah,
interrupt.
yeah. I'm just checking API names are correct. Otherwise, it will create issue. Your API name should match. So you should always copy the API names from objects, not directly typing. No metadata retrieve. So that is the issue. Maybe we have not copied correct field value. So what we need to do, let me go to the setup. Like something went wrong here. So SBQQ, let me copy this in the notepad. So what we are doing here, let me check. Go to object manager. We are copying quote line fields, right? So I will go to the quote line objects to copy the API names. If you go to the fields and relationship, I go to the quote. On quote line, I have quote field, right? So I will copy that as it is. Will paste it here. I will add instead of C, I will add R. R means relationship, right? And on the quote object, oh, I'm on quote or quote line. Oh, that's correct. So now let me go back to the quote. On quote object, we have type. So maybe it's just issue of yeah, we have type field. So let me copy this as it is and paste it here. Equals to renewal, then 0.50, otherwise 0.40. So let me copy this and paste it as it is here. Let me save this now. Let me go back to calculate here. It will not work. Let me save that. Yeah, it calculated 50%, right? Sorry, I was not able to show that. Let me go back there. So it's just issue of the API names. It's not like anything else. So you can see 50% discount applied there. Even if you want to test again, I can do one more time. Add products, mechanical bundle. If I add this product, anything you can add. If I save that, it should give you 50% discount, right? But at the same time, let me go to the same code, 36, right? So what I will do, I will just change the type from renewal to something else. So this is my code, right? 36. So I will just open that 36 in another window. So I will just change the type and just calculate that. So I will change this to the new, for example. If I save that, and on this, if I click calculate, it should give you 40% discount. The button is not working. My button is not working. I'm not sure what happening. It's not clicking actually. Quick save. Even quick save should call your calculators. Let me see. It's not working. We cancel this actually. Something is not working there. Calculation error on this. Something is not working here. What is the error? So you can see errors here as well. Just need to copy here. You on authenticate. Maybe we changed something in the backend and we are editing there. That's maybe the cause. Let me check here. It should change now to 40%. It's not changing. What is my rule? If it is renewal, then 50, otherwise 40%. Should change. Let me add one more product. I mean, let me add that product again. What's the behavior? Let me check. why it's not working there when on the calculate button. If I add that product again, if it is giving 40 or 50%, still giving 50%. It's not saved. Oh no, we saved that, right? 36 code number. It's 36 code number. We saved that to code, but still it's giving 50%. So it's always going to renewal. Why this is
Yeah,
happening?
Rahul, this is Nutan. So last time, the scenario which we were testing, right? That time also we had selected type is equal to quote.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So currently what you are
Mm-hmm.
seeing now, this is what we tried to replicate. I mean, not renewal, we checked for type is equal to quote. So it didn't work
But
last time.
no, it's
And
working. 50%
but
it's
then
taking. Yeah.
no,
Else
this
part
is
is not
working for
working.
renewal. This is working for renewal. Type is equal to renewal, right?
So if I change this to code, you mean like it's not working? Let me
Hmm.
test that is out. So let me delete the product. Let me save
Hmm.
completely code just to test it out. Should not be the case. My concern
Ideally,
is
it should.
why else block? Yeah. Why else block is not working? That's my concern. Let me test it out.
Okay.
Add products. If it is code type is code now, so it should give you 50% discount.
Hmm.
So if I change this to mechanical, sorry, maintenance, let me test this. It I
Now it's
got
going to
40%
else.
discount.
So this is going to else
Uh,
part now. Okay.
this is very strange.
Hmm.
Uh,
This was one thing. Second scenario we tested last time was so we are doing this scenario at quote line. Your target
no, one
object is
thing,
quote
one
line.
second, 1 second. Just give me 1 second. I
Sure,
think
sure.
it's not matching. That isn't going to else block. Let me just add double quote here. Just my. Let me
Oh,
clear out
double
this
quote, is it?
scenario first. Yeah. This is just I am suspecting. I'm not sure. Like I even forgot that what
Yeah.
we should add double quote or single quote. Let me test this out. Because the Mali is not getting. Still, it's 40%.
Renewal worked on single quote.
Yeah. Code type is 1 second. If I go like that, let me test this last scenario. If I
Hmm.
go give it a double equal to here, let me add that product again. Because some this is really strange actually. Renewal it's going to E block and new code is going to else block. Still taking 40%. So my code type, oh, it's a renewal, right? Okay,
That's
obviously
why
it
it's
will go
going
to.
to else.
Let me change it to code. Let me test it out. Code it should 50%. So it's working in short, but let me check if block is
Hmm.
working or not. Add products. Maybe some calculations happening in backend because we enabled advanced calculator. It should take 50% now. Yeah, that's correct. So it's working
Yeah.
actually. It's not like that. Maybe some errors or advanced calculator firing.
Maybe
So
last
now,
time we didn't use relationship, right?
no, we did it. We added just double equal to here this time. So double equal to means it will exactly match. I feel so. Let me change that to renewal and check one more time. I suspect like second time it's working or not. So let me change that to renewal. This is strange, but let me check if it is working. Then so it's recalculating. Before that we are doing something. That's the issue. So we are getting some error here. So if you get any errors, I am not pretty sure it will work or not. Let me try one more time. So we changed that to renewal. If I go to add products, if I go and add, it should give 40% discount, right? So if I save that, yeah, it's working actually. It's not the issue. It's just like double equal to you need to add. So it will exactly match the value. That's the two things we need to make sure. Don't need double quote. I was forgot like you need to add double equal to. So it will consider that it's equal to or something. Okay, Nutan, go ahead.
I
What was
think
the
it's
your understanding?
comparison operator. This is one thing we missed last time also.
Hmm.
We
Yeah.
used
I feel
single because it's
operator.
comparison operator. No?
Yeah. I
Hmm.
feel same.
Hmm. One more scenario we tested last time, Rahul, that was target object was quote that time
Mm-hmm.
instead of
So,
quote lines.
okay, go ahead.
So can we replicate that one?
So if your target object is code, you should provide the
Hmm.
fields from code object and anything from code to dot something. I mean, like for example, let's test out one thing. If your
So
code dot
we have
account,
typed that quote only, na?
yeah. I mean, like if you have target object as quote, so you are referring, if your quote line, you are referring quote line dot quote. It's taking like that. If I have quote, and if you want to test, for example, quote, you are to check account dot something similar to your partner account or something you are testing. So let me test it on this. So my
Hmm.
account, maybe account source, right? Account source is web. Then I want to give you some discount. So let's test that out. So what is my API
Okay.
name for account? Let me check. So what you need to do, where we are, copy that API name for that. So it's account. So if I copy this API name, let me copy this in WordPad actually. Sometimes it's not copying correctly. Account. So you don't need to provide these things. What you need to do, your relationship is account dot your account source, right? So from this account, you are using account source. So account source is your one of the field. So API name is like that, and you are saying web, right? So
Hmm.
its value is web. So if it is web, you want to give, for example, 60%. I won't change that value now, and
Hmm.
30%. Okay. So now if I enter these things here, your object is code, but which field you want to update here from code object? Because that's the okay,
And
that's the point I have not mentioned to you, this dependency field, right? So that field should be from code object. If your target object
okay,
is
so
code,
that's
you
why
should
we
add it
can't
to the
update discount percent, is it? That's the
yes.
reason we
Yeah.
cannot update it.
So
Okay.
correct. If you want to update this additional discount percent on code object, it's actually roll up field. It's a roll up, so you should not update that. It's a roll up Salesforce CPQ field, right? So even if I try, actually it will update for you, but that's not the best practice. It's customer discount is the field name for that additional discount on code object. So what you need to do, you need to go to the price action, right? You need to go to the price action, and in the target field, you need to add that customer discount. So it will be selectable. So if you go to the, let's test that out. I'm not pretty sure. Price action, right? So on the price action, we have field target field. You go to the fields and relationship. If you open the target field here, so here you can go and add your new pick list value. So it will be selectable. Right? If I save that, and the thing here is, if I go back to the fields and relationship, your target field is dependent. So if you go to the field dependency here, it says for functionality period. No, there is no field dependency. That's the issue. There is no field dependency then. That's fine. So what you need to do, you need to, we already saved that or not? We copy
Not yet.
paste here. So if I cancel this and if I refresh, because if I'm not refreshing, it will not come new value, whatever I entered here in the price section. So what you want to do, you want to change this to target object and you want to take the customer discount, that is the field you created. And this is what, sorry, the formula is, this is what your formula,
Account close.
right? So this is web, and then if I save this, let's test this out, and I'm not sure how it will react. It should work, but let's test it out. Okay, so right now I can see additional discount is blank. Okay, so I will edit lines. Even I will, instead of editing, let me calculate just. It should run price rule. It's running, so your price rules are running. You got the error actually, but let's see, if you got the error, then it will not run actually. So it should, what is the error? Something is wrong here. The error is calculating or on quote unauthorized. So let
Do
me
we need
add
to
the lines.
define evaluation order, Rahul, for price rules? Do we have two price rules or is it just one?
No, we have single price rule. I am reading same price rule here.
Oh,
So
right.
we don't have any product here. So how it will calculate pricing? We don't have added any product.
Yeah.
We have now saved. Let me save that, and that should add 60%. What was the discount? It so should be 60%, right? So let me save
60%,
that.
yes.
Header level, yeah, it's working then. Yeah, so it's added 60% discount. So this is how you need to test your functionality. It's not like something else. It's the only miss what we did is the equal to double equal to sign. Everything is working. You can do whatever you
The
want combination.
additional discount field got updated, Rahul. Can you show us the
Yeah,
customer discount field? Okay, average customer discount. Okay,
that is
got
the customer discount. Your API name
it.
is customer discount.
Correct.
If you go to the back end, customer discount. So this is the field, right? So the
Customer
API name
discount
of
for
that field
additional
is
discount.
customer discount, but the label is additional
Label is
discount.
it.
So this is the confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So any field
Yeah.
you can update from quote line objects. That's the price rule concept. So I feel like you are clear now, or any
Yes, yes. I am
questions?
clear now. Yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
So the next thing I want to discuss about the lookup. I think we have not discussed lookup related things. So before that, anyone has any questions on whatever we discussed right now? Mohit, Kanchana, anyone has any questions? And as I mentioned, when you start practicing, then and then you will get these issues. Otherwise, from day first, I am telling you, if you're not practicing, after 1 month, 2 month, you will feel that I need to again join another class to learn CPQ, because CPQ is very vast. You know how many things are. Even sometimes I've forgot these things. So I'm not hiding these things from you. I'm telling like I need to check on that, because these things as a human you cannot remember all these things, right? So multiple things are there, multiple fields are there. I tried to explain each and every field from each and every object. My intention from trainer perspective, my intention is to explain each and every field, but from your side, your job is to test each and every field and produce the output. So that is the way you can remember those things for lifetime. Otherwise, if you are just listening, you will feel like everything is simple, because I am doing this thing in my company. That's the reason I can easily debug. As you may know, I can easily debug these things, but from your side you are new, so you need to test this out. That's the only formula you can use. Okay, so coming back to the lookup object, so what is this lookup functionality? Actually, if you remember, we discussed price rule, price action, but we have not discussed these queries. So what is this? I can explain you in second. If you remember product rule, same, we discussed lookup object there as well, but still I am again repeating these things here. Lookup object is something where you can store your information and fetch that information for your for example, let's say US, you want to give 10% discount. I'm just giving example. Australia, you want to give 20% discount. I'm just say giving example. India, you want to give 25% discount, for example. Instead of creating this is a simple example. You can have 100 records here. So don't take it easily. I mean, you can create formula or no. So if you have 100 records, how many countries are there in world, for example? That is the one example. So what is your bill to country, right? What is your bill to country? Based on that, you want to give some discounts. So instead of, what is the solution if you don't have anything? So what you need to do, you need to write a formula in such a way that each country you need to check, then give discount. Each country you need to check, give discount. It is not feasible. The formula limit will be expired. Its formula limit is 255 characters. It will like, it will, you will not get those many characters there, right? And it's not the good job to these things. After some days, if your discounting is changed, what is the option? You cannot go and update price fully. Instead of that, you can use the lookup data object. Lookup data object means it's not like object which CPQ provides. You can create your own object as well. Create two fields, bill to country and discount. Store all the information there. That's it. If you remember product rules, we discussed that, right? I have given you demo through data loader as well, like how you are inserting data from Excel to your object lookup data object. So similarly here as well, you can store that data in your, this is the object we discussed, but you can create your own object right now, and that new object name you can provide here. So right now, if I say lookup data here, that data, I'm just saving, I will not test that now everything, because I already discussed these things as part of product rules. So lookup data, where you are storing all this data. So on lookup data, you will have first field as bill to country and second discount, for example. So you can provide lookup data, and in the lookup queries you should fetch that record. So what you need to write here in the lookup queries, you need to provide a match type. You want to match static value, configuration attribute value, or field value. Static value means you can provide any value here, for example US, and that US you can check with equals to your field from the lookup field. Lookup field means you can provide a bill to country. So for example, let me take exact scenario and you can produce that. It's assignment for you. So for example, bill to country is the field in the lookup data object, right? And discount underscore underscore is the field in the lookup object. So what is the lookup object field? This field you can compare with your quote. On quote as well, you have same field or any other field. Maybe you have bill to underscore underscore field. Here on quote object, you are entering some bill to address, maybe US for example, right? So if you are entering US, that bill to should be checked with your this particular objects column. So automatically this is US, it will take 10% discount. If it is Australia on quote, it will check Australia and take the 20% discount. Similarly, you can equals to lookup field. Lookup field means what is the name of your lookup data object field. Bill to country, just enter bill to country here. And your tested field is US. That is the static field. If I am saying field value, don't need to give this. Field value means you need to give the quote object, which field from quote object you want to compare with your lookup data. So here bill to is the field on quote object which you want to with field check with the lookups bill to country. So that is your unique key is bill to country. So bill to country is present on lookup object as well as quote object. So if you match both these things similar, you can fetch that data. That is the tested field. You can provide your field name bill to here underscore underscore c equals to your lookup data field. And their third is the configuration attribute, right? So you can provide a configuration attribute value. We know like we created different configuration attributes, right? Take that results equals to your category. That's it. So once you get this output, you will fetch the exact record. So you will get, for example, US is your output. So you will get US 10%. You will get this record out of 100 records, for example, you will fetch only one record. That once you get that record, you need to go to the price action, and there you can update that value. That's it, right? You want to update this particular thing. You don't want to update value. You don't want to update formula. You want to update source, not source lookup, right? So which value you want to copy from source lookup? So you want to copy the discount underscore underscore c. So just provide that discount underscore underscore c here, and don't provide anything here. So what will happen? Let me repeat the things now. Go to the price rule. You are giving the object name where you are storing all your data, bill to country and discount, right? So give that object name here, save it, go to related list, write some queries based on which you will fetch the record. So you can provide field value. If your field value is quote object, and if you're providing quote value here, for example, product code equals to your lookup field value. So lookup field value is bill to country and your quotes bill to. So if it is matching, then fetch that record. Once you fetch that record, you can go to the action and stamp the column which is you want to update, that is discount percentage. So you can just add that in the source lookup field. That's how your query will work. So you can test this out. It's assignment for you. Similar thing we did for product rules, if you remember. Similar thing on product action as well. We have same field, source lookup field. There also we have lookup queries. We have all the setup is similar there. Any confusion on that?
Not confusion, Rahul, but I think I would at least need to practice this lookup query.
Yeah, that's
I'll
the reason
refer
I'm
to
saying
product
it's
rule
similar.
slide.
Did you check product rules?
I did, but actually, I didn't, to be honest, I didn't do this hands-on assignment for lookup yet. So I'll do it
Yeah,
now.
so see, we discussed that test demo lookup queries here. So we
Right.
discuss everything here. We set up that lookup data, same object is there. We
Hmm.
create a lookup queries here, same object, same lookup query is here. Everything is same. That's the reason I don't want to repeat that. You just need to give the match type here, static value or whatever. Same thing,
Okay.
if you go through the recording equals to your lookup field. So it's similar thing, you just need to check that. And if any
Yeah.
confusion, test that out and come up with question. Obviously I can take some few minutes to discuss on that.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let me go to inactive this price rule. Okay, so the next thing from price rule, again, we have not completed price rule 8. We discussed this lookup and all these things. There is one more thing I want to discuss with you on price action. So on price action, as I mentioned, you can provide value directly, or you can provide formula, or you can provide your source field. Source field means you want to copy the value from your quote line object. For example, if you're setting quote here, you can provide any field value from quote object here, source field, and that value will be stamped in this. So you can provide any API name. For example, you want to copy SBQQ discount here. For example, I'm just giving. You can copy that API name, whatever value you have, that value will be stamped here. That is source field. And then we discuss source lookup as well and all these things. But there is one more field. If you don't want to give value, you don't want to give formula, you don't want to give field, you don't want to give the lookup, the last option is you want to give the sum variable. That is a summary variable. What is it? Let's discuss that, and then we'll come back and update the price rule. So I will give you that demo because that is the new concept. So wow, how you can use summary variables in product rules and price rules. Both the things we have summary variables. You can see the name here. So summary variable. So let's discuss what is the use of summary variable first, and then we'll come back to price section, and then we'll stamp that here, and we'll produce one output there. So give me 1 second. So what is summary variable? So summary variable is you summarize number field information about products into a single object called a summary variable. So summary variable is an object provided by Salesforce CPQ where we can summarize all the things. You can reference summary variable in price condition, as I mentioned. In price condition, you can mention. In price action, you have, and in the product rules error condition, you have. And there is one concept, code term conditions, that we will discuss as part of code template. And there is other summary variable. So you can use these many places. But let's understand what is summary variable. So anyone knows about the roll-up summary in Salesforce? Roll-up fields. Anyone work on this roll-up fields from Salesforce side?
We can use it for summarizing values in master detail relationships, right?
Exactly. So same thing Salesforce CPQ provide, because rollup we have some limitations. We have, I think, 40 or less than that fields, not 40 as well, 20 or something, right? Each object we can create 20 or 10. I'm not exactly sure, but that is the limitation from Salesforce side. You cannot create more fields for rollup. So similar functionality Salesforce has provided. So let me give you example. So let's say I have one code, right? On this code, I have code line 1. So let's say quote line 1, quote line 2, multiple quote lines, 14 quote lines. Each quote line I have some quantity, maybe 1, 2, 3, whatever you want, right? Some quantity is there. Sorry, it will display like that. Let me change this to random quantity. Just want to show you an example like how I am trying to achieve here, right? So I have these quote lines with this quantity. My sales rep want to create give them discount based on your total quantity. So what is my quote's total quantity? Do you have any way or any field on quote object to calculate all the quantity? No. We need to go to each and every quote line and take the quantity and take the summation of that, and then stamp it on quote. Instead of that, what my sales rep is expecting, I want to take the summation of all the quantities, and that quantity I want to store as a total quantity on quote object, right? So I want to store that is your total quantity on quote object. I'm saying header level. So how you can take the summation of that? So that's the thing. Even that is the one there is the one condition I'm saying. If you want to take the summation, that is a sum. Second thing, your sales rep come up with requirement. They want to check all the quote lines. What is the minimum quantity we are selling here, right? They want to check minimum quantity out of all these quote lines. Similarly, they want to check maximum quantity out of that. Similarly, they want to check average on out of that. Similarly, they want to check how many quote lines are there present there, right? So these aggregate functions, if you remember Oracle and all these things, right? Queries, and so we have these many aggregate functions to achieve this requirement. And summary variable is the concept provided by Salesforce, where you can create your summary variable. You can have summary variable 1, which will store the results of sum. We can have summary variable 2, which will store the result of minimum. So these types of variable you can create. If you are from development background, you will know we are declaring creating variables in Java language or .NET any language, right? So that variable is just to store your result. So similarly, summary variable, whatever you're creating. So let's say summary variable 1, it's storing the results of total summation. What is my total quantity here? Maybe I can create another summary variable which will take care of calculating the minimum from all the quote lines, right? So these types of things you can achieve with the help of summary variable. So let me show you one example, same example. So what I want to do on quote, I want to populate the total quantities. So what you need to do, first thing, you need to create one of the, so we deactivated all the actions. Okay, let me go to the price rule first. Just want to make sure, not price rule. All, just want to make sure like there is no active price rule, because active price rule will create issue when we are testing the next things. If you go to the quote object, right, I just want to create one field which will store all your total quantity. So I think I already created that, but let me check. So what you need to do, you need to go to the quote object. You need to create your new field. That field will store your total quantity. So you just can give, you can give number field, for example. It will store all the number, how much quantity is there. You can click on next. You can give your field name here, for example, total quantity, right? That's it, and save it. I already created that, so I will just show you that field name here. So it's total quantity. So this is the field I created on quote and I added on the layout. So let me show you that. I'm just checking like all the rules are not inactivate. All rules are okay. So I created that field on quote object. That is the total quantity. Where is that field? Yeah, here is the total quantity field, right? So right now I can see 0 here. So I will just remove that. Maybe that price was active. Okay, so total quantity is 0. If we go to the related list, I have these many quote lines, 2 quote lines, for example, first quote line and second quote line. So first quote line has some quantity, that is one quantity, and second quote line has also one quantity. So 1 and 1, 2 should be stamped here once I create the summary variable, right? So your total quantity should be populated. It can be more quote lines. So let me do one thing. Let me create summary variable first. So what you need to do, you need to search by summary variable here. You can create your own summary variable. So what you need to do, your summary variable, you can give the name. You can give any name like test demo, for example. You should select your aggregate function. As I mentioned, it can be count, sum, average, minimum, maximum, right? So we discuss those things. So you can select sum, whatever you want, and which field you want to take aggregate. So if you want to take quantity aggregate or any other fields aggregate from that object, you can take that field name. So for example, you selected quote line object. These are the 4 objects supported: quote line, product option, asset, and subscription. So if you want to go to these are the line level object. Even if you want to take the summation of the subscription object, you can take the subscription object quantity. If you want to take quote lines quantity, if you have another field on quote line which you want to take in the consideration, you can give that field name here. That is aggregate field, right? Once you give that, what it will do now, this is my variable from quote line object, take the all quantities sum and stamp it on the this particular variable. If you want to add some filters, for example, I have this quote, I don't want to add the quantity of the mechanical bundle because it's bundle. I don't want to consider bundle quantity in my actual total quantity because that bundle I'm not selling to end customer. So it doesn't make sense to add the mechanical bundle there. So what you can do, you can add a filter information here. You can select like, let me give you example. For example, product family equals to, for example, hardware, right? So you can give that filter here as well, right? And we'll come back and explain this composite in these elements, but this is how you can filter the records. So what you are filtering your target object, that is quote line. So if I have 10 quote lines, product family with equals to hardware, only that particular those particular quote lines with the product family equals to hardware, those will be fetched. It will take the summation of the quantity for that. So let me show you, I already created one summary variable here. So what it does, it's taking the quote lines quantity sum, right? That's it. I will save that. Your summary variable is done. It's pretty simple. So your summary variable is created, but the point is your summary variable will store your result, how much quantity is there on all quote lines. But you want to stamp that quantity on your quote object, the newly created field, total quantity, you want to stamp that result, right? How you will do that? You should remember price rule concept. Price rule is the thing, if you want to update any field on quote and quote line object, you have price rule concept to update this field. So what you need to do, you need to go to the price rule. You need to just change the action actually. Let me show you one. If you remember, I was showing every time that summary variable, that is the thing. So this is the price rule. This is the price rule. It's running on calculator all and your evaluation order. So let me activate this. That's it. It's similar thing. I'm not changing anything. I'm not adding any condition here. You can add if you want. And what I will do, only the action I want to show you now. So what you want to do, your target object is quote. On quote, you want to change the total quantity. And how you want to change the total quantity on quote? You don't want to give value. I don't want to give formula. I don't want to give source field. I don't want to give source lookup. What I wanted to give, I want to take the summation of all the quantities. That is the summary variable. So you can provide your summary variable name here. That is the summary variable that I create a sum of quantity from quote line. So this summary variable will store all the quantities and it will stamp it on quotes total quantity. So this is your price action. If I save this record, if I click calculate on this now, that summary this particular price rule should run. So it's recalculating. It's failing actually sometimes. So not sure what's happening, but it's failing. That's the reason it's price. If it is failing, price rule will won't run. So maybe let me add new products here. Something is went wrong with this setup of product maybe. So if we add the same product again, I will just change some quantity so you'll understood more. So if I have suppose 15 quantity here and let it be 1. So total 16 quantity should be displayed. Right? So your total quantity is updated to 16. Let me repeat the step how we did that. We created field on quote object that will take care of updating all the quote lines quantity. To update that field, we have written one price rule. This price rule is simple setup. Only the thing is target object is quote object and your total quantity is the field. Instead of giving value or formula or source field, source lookup, I am saying I should store the result, whatever the result I am getting from this source variable, that results to be stored on total quantity. So if I change this, for example, this sum to maximum, right? So what it will return? It will return what is my maximum quantity, right? So if I click on calculate here, so let me do one thing here. Let me enable the legacy calculator actually. If I am facing any issue here, I should enable legacy calculator. I'm not sure what is the issue in Trello. We need to debug that, but we should not face this issue in license copy when you have license copy. Advanced calculator sometimes fails in Trello. That is my experience from last 2 years. So let me enable the legacy calculator. How to enable, we discussed last time. I showed that example on Nutan's machine, like how we need to go to object, so go to package level setting, go to sub calculation, and just enable the legacy calculator from here. Okay, if I select save. Okay, so if I calculate now, so what it will return, it should return maximum now. So what is my maximum? Right, it's maximum 15, so it should return maximum 15, right? If I change this to minimum, it should return only 1. So this is how it should return the results. If I click on calculate, it should show the 1. So this is how you can achieve your requirement. The main use of summary variable is if you want to calculate your line level data and stamp it on header level, or even if you want to stamp it on line level, stamping on updating quote and quote lines fields, price rule is the solution. Taking the summation aggregation of these things, summary variable is the solution. If you mix these two things and create one price rule with the price action which you're looking for the summary variable, you can achieve your requirement as well, right? Any confusion on summary variable? We'll come back to this composite operator, but any confusion here?
Rahul, not a confusion, just want to reconfirm. So saying whenever we want to take some summation, minimum, maximum, any aggregate function, right? That time
Yes,
summary variable should be used, right?
correct,
Now,
correct.
I was thinking, so what is the basically, what is the difference between roll-up summary and summary variable?
No difference, no difference. Summary variable, okay, one difference is there actually. So roll-up summary fields we are using only for the parent object, right? So parent object means
Right, summary
super
variable
object,
we can use
child to
for
child,
child.
correct, correct. So child to child, only one relationship supported. But that is not bigger difference. I will say roll-up summary field only issue is similar. Don't confuse. It's similar actually. Even roll-up
Mm.
summary field, we have same aggregate function, minimum, maximum, average, and all this. We don't have. We have similar things here. Only the things is we don't have any limitations in Salesforce CPQ to create summary variable. Roll-up fields we have limitation. I think it's 10 or something we can create for each object. There are some limitations actually
Okay.
where we can check that. I forgot actually that.
For roll-up,
Any field actually there are some limitations, right? We can check on
right? For
how
roll-up,
much
there is
field,
definitely fixed count. I think 10, 20, 20.
10 20, yeah, I
I think.
remember that. Yeah.
And it get changed in every release. That is also there.
Hmm. Not that much frequently change, but depend. There is one column actually where you can check the limits in Salesforce. Actually, I forgot that. I will tell you later on. I mean, like there is one thing actually which you can, if you switch back to Salesforce, just for FYI, I mean knowledge purpose. I forgot that, but let me check if I can find out that.
So currently, roll-up summary fields, I think, are allowed are 40. 40 on single object.
40. Okay.
Couple of years
So,
back, it was 10.
I'm gonna go to custom object.
But basically, so
Go to
difference among the two is that roll-up we majorly, I mean, we can use on parent object, as you said, right? But summary variable
hmm,
we can use on any object, irrespective of relationship.
yeah. Yeah. So here is the thing. Here you can check on limit Salesforce Classic. Actually, we have this object limits. How many custom
What?
fields you can use? This is the limit. And roll up, I think there is, yeah, roll up summary fields. It's limit of 25 for 12 trailhead orgs. So it's depend
So
on
you
your
are on
licenses.
object definition page, is it, Rahul? Are you on object
Yes, yes,
definition page?
yes,
Okay.
yes. In the class, in Classic. So there you can
Acha.
see how much percent you can use. Lightning, I don't see that. I'm not sure why it's not there, but Classic, you can see object limits. How many custom fields you can create? 500. This is for Trailhead org, so don't worry about this. It will change based on your licenses actually. How many licenses you are purchasing from Salesforce. Your limit will change based on it. So your workflow, total workflow, approval process, everything, every limit is there. So just FYI if you want to check.
It's a good
Let
tip
me come.
actually. Otherwise,
Hmm,
it's tough to remember.
yeah. Okay, so coming back to the last section here, this is the composite operator. So what is this composite operator? Sometimes what happens, you may have some summary variables. Maybe you have one summary variable and another summary variable, maybe summary variable 2. You want to, you are getting summary variable here. You are getting list price, for example. You are taking list price of all quote lines here, for example. And second summary variable is taking the discount of all lines. So what you want to do, you want to apply the discount. So list price into discount you want to do and store that results in the summary variable, and this summary variable is used in price rule. So how you can multiply two price rule, or maybe this is, I'm just giving example, you can add these two price summary variable, but the results will be stored in SV1. This is how it looks like. SV1 equals to SV1 summary variable 1, sorry, SV1 equal to SV1 plus SV2, right? So sorry, this is how it works. Your final results will be stored in the first summary variable. You cannot have that functionality. So you can add this plus this, but results will stored in this, and this variable we can use the price rule. So that is the composite operator. So you can add, for example, add another variable here. So you can add another variable. I'm just taking that example, but you can add another variable. So this variable value, for example, you get 10. This will be added in your actual summary variables. So if you get, as I mentioned here, first variable is giving list price, second variable is giving discount. You can multiply this. You can multiply this. You can divide this, whatever you want. Subtract this, multiply this, divide this. So this is what the second functionality for summary variable. But rarely, no one will use that. Just FYI, like if you got any requirement in a company to multiply these prior to prices, you can do that. But the thing is, the formula is like that. You cannot have third summary variable which will store the sorry, you cannot have third summary variable which will store the results of two variables. You cannot have that things in sales specifically. You have that things, but you need to have formula like that. You can multiply these things, but you can store the results in the same variable, any variable, and that variable you can use for the price rule. Any confusion, question for the summary variable?
Rahul, just last one thing. So can we use
Mhm.
summary variable in reports?
Reports, you mean which reports?
It, just a custom report if we want to generate on quote object, just to display, let's say, total quantity against the product. Few other details. So can we use summary variable there?
No, I mean, like, it's not linked to your quote anyways. You can extract all the summary variables, but it's not linked anywhere in on the quote object. I mean, if you price
So
rules
I'll
are,
need to
I mean,
generate
nothing is,
report at quote line.
but even quote line, you don't have visibility that it's attached to your quote lines. What it does, even in your price rule, you don't know like which price rule is running here on the quote line. So you don't have that visibility. I mean, if you go to the quote line, which price rule is running, right? You don't have any field or anything. So what you need to do, in my company, what we did, let me explain you 1 minute. So what we did actually, if you go to the summary variable, not summary variable, price rule, because summary variable anyway is like it's attached to price rules, right? No one will use single price rule, summary rule. So if you go to the price rule, actually, what we did, we created one custom field actually here. That is price rule identifier. So that is our custom field. So what we are operating there, price rule identifier, price rule 1, 2, 3, that value we are updating, and we have created one action for each and every price rule. Whenever this price rule is running, just update one of the quote lines field. Even we created one field on quote line, and that quote line we are updating. Like for example, this price rule is running. We have one identifier here. You can create your own custom field. That is price rule 2 is my identifier for this. Just use the price action to update your quote lines field with the identifier. So that way
But then
you,
why we need identifier? We already have evaluation order in place, right?
no, but who knows like which price rule? For example, I have 100 price rule. who will go and check all the conditions, like which price rules are running?
Manually we'll need to check, you're saying. Okay.
Exactly.
So
So
we can create a custom field for, as you said, as an identifier,
any,
and
yeah,
then
then you can update that in any, you need to create one field on price rule, that is identifier, one field on quote line object, which will have all the identifier. So how you will update quote lines field? You can use price action, right? So go to price action and update quote lines field that you are creating. So just go to quote line and target field, like whatever you are. For example, you created one field, for example, this is field where you are updating identifier. So what is your value there? You know identifier for this, so you can update that by identifier in that particular field. So
and
this
then
way
use
you
that
can
identifier in report.
exactly report matlab
Okay.
you cannot use that. You need to again query that price rule with these values. Report will, this is custom, this is text field we are inserting, right? So what you need to do, for example, this is quote line. On this quote line, my PR1 price rule is running. So you need to query all the price rule where your identifier that you created here field is equal to PR1. This is how you need to track that or trace back. Salesforce CPQ has not provided
Okay.
that functionality. So which price rule you need to.
Can we generate any reports in CPQ, Rahul?
You can do that. I mean, reports, you can do that. I'm saying when you can do report, if you have some relationship, then you can achieve that functionality in one report, correct? Custom report or any report. But if you don't have relationship, I mean, your quote line and your price rule, what is the relationship? Don't, nothing is there. How you will generate it?
Got it. So that's the reason we are creating this custom field, right?
Yeah, once you have custom field, you will get the all report in report. For example, you are running report on quote line object. You will get all the fields from quote line object and related object for quote line. This custom field is custom field. Custom means custom text field. You don't have any lookup or anything, right? So how you will fetch price rule from quote line by using that custom field? It's not possible. If you have lookup
Correct.
relationship,
It will
then you
just
can
give
go to
me
that
a
object.
flag that there is a price rule attached, but what
Correct.
exactly is there in price rule, it will not give me details
You need to
around
create another report based on that first report. These are my
that.
identifier. Give me all the price rule with that identifier.
Another query.
Correct. Then you can combine or do VLOOKUP based on that price rule identifier in Excel. Just if you want these types of things, but no one will ask you for the price rule, which price rule. If you want to check which prices are running, you can check the custom field created on this particular quote line. That's it. You don't need to worry about
That is much easier.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much
Okay.
for
Yeah.
your patience and answering all my questions.
No worries, no worries. You can ask anytime. There is no worries. I mean, the only thing is like you should practice, right? That's the okay. Before that, before stopping today's session, like, do you got all the PPTs? Like everyone get it? All the PPTs you received? I mean, at least price rule, summary variable, product cruise,
We
product.
got on price rules. Give me a second. Let me check the latest
I already
one.
sent it to Sheetal.
Sheetal.
If you have not received, just check with your admin.
I am trying to look for assignment one actually. So we have this.
Assignment also, okay, you have not received assignment. I sent
Give
one
me
of
a
the mail.
second now. Let me confirm it. Let me check it.
Okay.
So we have PPT on summary variable, price rules, discounting, advanced topics, billing as well we have. Okay, I think PPTs we have. Now on assignments, if I see, no, nothing on assignments. Actually, we have recordings, Rahul. And so assignment, have you prepared a deck or how is it? Or is it in Word document?
Sorry, it's PPT actually.
Okay. And the title is?
CPQ assignment or something. Let me check the title. CPQ says for CPQ assignments.
I cannot, no, I cannot see
Maybe, okay.
assignment.
Let me check if I
Okay,
sent
talk
it.
to Sheetal, ma'am. Yeah, Nutun.
Hmm?
Yeah,
Talk to Sheetal
yeah,
ma'am
Aarti.
about our assignments.
Yeah. Just check with Sheetal and Aarti if you need any PPTs. Assignment PPT, yeah, Kanchana, correct. Even I forgot to send it out to Sheetal. Let me send it immediately. All of the
Yeah,
PPT I
sir.
already sent, except this assignment. Everything is in Sheetal's bucket. Let me quickly
Rahul, is
send
it
that to
possible for you to send this PPT in this chat window somehow, chat window or in this meeting?
Chat window. I cannot attach. I think cannot attach chat window. Yeah.
Nutun, please talk
Let
to
me send
Sheetal
it
ma'am
out.
and yeah. Sheetal ma'am
I don't
and
have Sheetal's contact number, Kanchana.
okay, I
He's not.
send you Sheetal
No,
ma'am
I
number.
don't.
Yeah, Nutun, I
Just send
send
that number.
Sheetal.
Just send that
Okay,
number in
okay.
chat window. If it's possible.
Yeah. After closing the meeting, I send a number Sheetal ma'am.
Okay.
All guys.
Okay. You will get that assignment. You and I will talk with Sheetal to get assignments and all the PPTs. So let's before tomorrow's session, I will make sure. And Aarti, तुम भी बोलो so शीतल को, so वो भी send करेगी
Yes, sir.
PPTs. Okay.
हाँ सर बोल दूंगी मैं.
Okay. Perfect. ठीक है. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Tomorrow,
Thank you.
same time we can connect and we can continue from there. Okay.
Sure.
ठीक है.
Thanks, Rahul.
Okay, bye.